And I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I put this fit on, I told myself that boy got swag for real. But I'm gonna tell y'all, bro, you can't be around no hating ass niggas, man. I was just watching Stephen's Cold video and his live stream, and I got inspired. He was talking about Cain and Abel, and about how other ethnicities of folks rarely be hating for real. But when it come to our own, black people love hating on black people, bro. And it's sad, bro, because I grew up around hating ass niggas, bro. I grew up around niggas who wasn't really my friends for real, but I thought they was my friends. But as you get older, you start to replay old conversations. See, when I start making videos, people want to start walking through. You start replaying like old conversations that you had with people, you know what I'm saying? And you start to make connections that a lot of these people wasn't even really your friends for real, you know? And it's really sad because you be having a lot of love for these folks. You have a lot of heart for these people, but people really don't be your friends like that for real. You know what I'm saying? And you have to just grow and accept that. You have to accept that you wasn't really that good of judging character. You know what I'm saying? So when you do become older and you become more wise, you start connecting these dots, bro. You start to really feel very lonely. You may even get mad at yourself because you realize that the love that you gave out wasn't really returned like that. You feel me? And you may question yourself why, and you're naturally gonna question your own judgment. You know, you wasn't that good of a judge of character, but it just gets to the point where you kind of just get tired of all that shit, honestly. And yeah, you can't necessarily blame yourself because you ain't have like the wisdom that like you got now, but it gets to a point where you gotta just like live with that. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. But yeah, bro, you can't really be around that type of energy because it's not gonna help you grow for real, you know? And watch this video, you feel like you around hating ass niggas. Make sure you not the hating ass nigga too. Everybody wanna talk about how Judas was this and how Judas was that. But a lot of y'all really be Judas for real and don't even be realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, a lot of y'all really be Judas for real and don't even be realizing it. So y'all be over here trying to condemn everybody else. Y'all be so worried about everybody else. They not understanding that you the problem. You know, I know a lot of niggas who don't even know that they the problem. I couldn't imagine that, you know what I'm saying? And looking at my life, you know, we all want to take self-accountability, but you also got to be honest with your shit. I'll be honest with my shit, bro. Like, most of my situations in life, I really wasn't the problem like that. I was just around people who was not really trying to help me grow for real. But even with the niggas who hated on me, bro, I still got nuggets of wisdom from them because God's gonna throw you a bone, right? But I still was around hating ass niggas who was not really there for me. You know, a lot of people will like your company, but they don't really care about you. When you no longer make them feel the way that you made them feel, you kind of just discard it off just like the rest. And I ain't even talking about women right now. I'm talking about straight up men, the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? And when you realize that, when you start to understand that, it can make your heart, when you start to understand that, it can make your heart turn like real cold. But you don't want your heart to be too cold to where you can't love anybody else. You don't want to be on like an anger offense with people that you're just now starting to meet, you know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to forgive them. You gotta learn how to forgive yourself. You gotta learn how to forgive the people you haven't even met yet that will let you down. It takes a lot of responsibility, but you have to be the one to do it because God made you the realest motherfucker. God made you the real person. God made you the person that was gonna help other people out. So you have to bear all the weight. That's why they say check on your strong friends. Why do you think they say that? See, I didn't even know that I was a strong friend. I thought I was just a good friend. I didn't know that I was a person that people were gonna try to come back and ask for advice for. I didn't know that I was gonna have to be there for other people. And I'm not saying that to be hedonistic. That's just the reality of the situation. I didn't know that I was gonna have to be the person that was gonna have to forgive the people that made me feel like I was less than, you know? So when you're young, especially really in the black community for real, and it's been influenced amongst others, but when you're young, it starts off as clowning. But when you get older, you know, when people still making the same jokes, That shit straight hate. And then when you understand that, you start to be like, damn, like, was it even clowning in the beginning? Niggas was actually hating. Cause if you a grown man, why am I making fun of your outfit? Unless like we friends and you got on some bullshit, but like, if you don't really know a nigga like that and he say something that ain't positive, that nigga hating, bro. Like, I have not built a rapport with you like that. So what make you so comfortable enough to be saying all that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say like you met your favorite rapper for the first time ever. That nigga started frying your shit. You gonna feel mad. You gonna feel bad. You gonna feel offended, my nigga. Because they haven't built a rapport with you to be saying all that comfortable ass shit. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be around niggas who hating, bro. And make sure you not the hating that nigga, bro. This fit tough. Like, make sure you're not the hating that nigga, bro. Take it from me, bro, because I grew up around 98% of niggas who was haters, bro. Very few people that I can really look back on and be like, bro, they genuinely never hated on me, to my knowledge. And if there was some hate that I didn't know about, it's gonna show itself eventually. But I can't assume nothing either. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take the bad, you gotta take it with the good, man. But where I'm at right now, I'm just blessed that God gave me the discernment to understand the two. You a black man opening a business, it's gonna be some niggas hating on your ass, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The white man, the Asian man, the China man, they don't even think about you. The white man that run all this shit, Esau, his evil ass, that nigga's fucking us up on a global scale. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you start speaking too much, you start speaking too much about them folk, you know what I'm saying? About Amalek, about Israel, about the Jews, you know what I'm saying? They gonna get you. They gonna get you up out of there if you have the influence. But if you just like trying to make a name for yourself, you're trying to make a business, buy some property, some simple shit, it's gonna be some niggas hating on you. It may not even be random niggas. Matter of fact, it will be some random niggas. And it'll really be the niggas that's closest to you. You know what I'm saying? This a universal too. It be for men and it be for women, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be some niggas right now, there was a drive-by that I know, maybe really know, maybe kinda know, they would start clowning. They'd be like, this nigga think he inspirational. Say some shit like that, you feel me? Or I can get a lot of love, because I've always been the type of person that be getting a lot of love, but it really be like, I've been getting this shit later, you feel me? I've been getting my flowers later. I'm almost 30, and I'm just now starting to get some of my flowers a little bit. You know how much work I had to put in just to get a little bit of flowers that I should have got 15 years ago? Come on, bro. A lot of times people don't know how to compliment a good heart posture. A lot of times people don't know how to just say simple, loving things to others. A lot of times people don't know how to just be loving. It's easier to hate than to love. That's why when you talk to a girl and she's mean to you, but she really like you, it's easier to be mean. It's easier to lie than to be real. It's easier to lie than to be honest. It's easier to be dishonest than to be honest. So I understand, but it gets to a certain point, like we grown, bro. I'm almost 30. I'm 28 this year. I ain't got the time for nobody to be clowning me. I ain't got the time for nobody to be saying this and that. If it ain't positive, get the fuck out, bro. Sometimes you just gotta pray for people just to, you know, away, bro. You gotta pray for people from a distance, bro. You can't be there for everybody. I got the heart capacity to where I would love to be there to help as many people as I can, but it gets to a certain point where you gotta cast some folks away, bro. They're gonna have to learn about you from a distance. That's the beauty of making videos. You can help people without being in personal contact with them. You feel me? People really be out here wishing harm on folk. People really be out here putting spells on niggas, bro. You wondering why you can't stop eating. You wondering why you're struggling with these sins. Maybe someone put some shit on your ass, bro. Nigga prayed to the devil to put a hit on your ass. Just like, what's his name? Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3? Boy went to the church, asked God to kill Peter Parker. Come on, bro. People be doing that in real life, bro. How I know everyone done to me. You know how many women I made mad just for me being myself? I done pissed women off because I ain't give them dick, bro. You know what I mean? I done been called gay because I ain't want to give a woman dick, bro. You feel me? Like, There's women who are angry as a mother. They can't have me no more because they knew that I was just being myself. I was being real. And they thought the grass was greener. You don't think they regret that shit, bro? I live with no regrets when it comes to women, bro. The girl who I used to love deeply, she married right now. I'm happy for both of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no hating ass nigga. I know she's smart. So I know she gonna pick a good mate who's also smart. I know she gonna be with a good man. So me not having no hate, no animosity, no jealousy in my heart, I'm only happy for them, bro. A lot of y'all motherfuckers be haters though. Y'all wouldn't do that in my situation. Y'all be sitting there waiting for an opportunity. Y'all try to ruin a happy home. I could never. You know what I'm saying? I could never. So if you come across this video, make sure you not the Judas. Make sure you not the hating that nigga. Get the fuck away from hating that niggas, bro. Hating that bitches too. Fuck all that shit, bro. Excuse my mouth. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro. Shalom. All praise to the Most High. God bless the sons of Abraham. God bless the daughters of Sarah, you dig? Stay away from hating that niggas, bro, for real. White man looking at me with approval. Yup.